Crossbones has always been about that raw, stripped-down bobber style, and the 2026 model really leans into that heritage. But what's new here is the engine.
Fire cracks beneath your boots as the engine growls alive, a beast awakening after years of silence. The 2026 Harley-Davidson Crossbones doesn't start, it erupts. One twist of the throttle and you feel it, pure unfiltered torque clawing at the ground. The pipes snarl like thunder in a tunnel, the kind of sound that doesn't just echo, it brands itself into memory. They said the Crossbones was gone, just a nostalgic name in Harley's dusty archives. But now it's back, resurrected, reborn, reimagined for a new era. This isn't a tribute, it's a rebellion wearing chrome knuckles and black steel. The first thing you notice is the attitude. It doesn't look like a bike built for comfort. It looks like it was forged for combat. Matte black stretches across every inch of its frame, with shadows glinting off the chopped fenders, and that unmistakable Springer front end. It's a tribute to the post-war bobbers, but sharper, meaner, and smarter. You hear the low rumble deeper than before, and you can feel the refinement even through the rawness. Harley's engineers went to work under the hood. They've retuned the legendary V-twin engine, reshaped cam profiles, optimized the exhaust flow, and refined the engine maps. The result is something no one expected from a bobber. Over 100 horsepower of controlled chaos. This isn't just loud muscle. It's precision power. Twist the throttle and it reacts instantly, surging with aggression but never losing balance. And when you back off, the exhaust system shifts into a quiet growl. It's a dual personality, one moment a street brawler, the next a silent predator. That's the magic of the new valve-controlled exhaust system. It opens up when you demand fury and calms down when you just want to ride. Look at it up close and you'll understand why this bike turns heads before it even starts. The steel-laced wheels, the leather tank pad, the 8 bars, all designed with intent. Every curve, every edge, every exposed bolt screams character. Harley didn't hide the mechanics. They showcased them. You can trace the veins of the frame like tendons on a muscle, each one sculpted with purpose. The minimal chrome isn't decoration, it's punctuation, carefully placed to break the sea of black like flashes of lightning. Sit down on the 2-position sprung solo seat and you feel the balance between heritage and innovation. Flip a switch and you adjust its stiffness for comfort or authenticity. The half-moon footboards bring back the classic stance, but with modern geometry that makes long rides effortless. It's the old world refined by modern hands. The moment you roll out of the garage, you realize this bike isn't for show, it's a performer. You twist the grip, the torque hits and your body presses back against the wind. The acceleration feels raw, immediate. So on open roads, the Crossbones doesn't just cruise, it attacks, corners. It leans harder than you'd ever expect from something this heavy. The new frame stiffness and tuned damping system make it surprisingly agile. Harley's engineers didn't just restore a legend, they rebuilt it to dance. When you squeeze the brakes, twin discs up front grab with power. The ABS isn't intrusive, it's intelligent, smooth, almost invisible. You get traction control, cornering ABS and ride-by-wire throttle with multiple modes. Sport mode brings razor-sharp response. Road mode balances performance with poise. Rain mode softens it up, letting you stay confident even when the pavement turns slick. For the first time, the Crossbones feels like a classic dressed in modern armor. The tech doesn't end there. There's a new security system that detects key proximity. Subtle digital instrumentation hidden behind that vintage cat-eye console, and minimal but bright LED lighting that adds a futuristic edge to its dark soul. You might not notice it at first glance, but every detail feels deliberate. Modern features disguised under timeless design. Then comes the ride, the one that defines it. Dawn breaks as the horizon burns gold. The air is cold, the road's empty. You fire it up, shift into first, and roll out. The front Springer soaks the imperfections. The torque surges beneath you, and the exhaust roars as you hit the throttle. You're not just riding a motorcycle, you're commanding a living machine. Each rev feels alive, breathing, snarling. The vibrations through the pegs remind you that this isn't an electric drone. It's iron, fire, and heartbeat. You take a turn sharper than you should. The bike holds steady. The tires grip like claws. The frame flexes just enough to keep it smooth. You push harder. It doesn't flinch. The Crossbones isn't fighting the future. It's absorbing it. And when you finally stop, when the engine cools and the pipes tick under the fading heat, you realize something. Harley didn't build a retro bike. They built a time machine with the soul of a warrior. What's new isn't just the power or the ride, it's the philosophy. Lightweight materials replace what used to be heavy. Electronics blend with mechanics without stealing the soul. Every choice was made to keep the spirit of the Crossbones alive, untamed, unfiltered, unapologetic. Harley could have made it comfortable. They could have made it quiet, but they didn't. They made it real. And just when you think you've seen everything, whispers start circulating from inside Harley's walls. Rumors of a performance-focused variant, a stripped-down high-output Crossbones meant to challenge modern street fighters. If true, that could redefine what a Harley cruiser can be. But for now, the 2026 Crossbones stands alone, a dark resurrection, a perfect blend of rebellion and refinement. You step off and look back at it one last time. The black tank gleams under the sun, the shadow it casts long and powerful. Somewhere in that reflection, you see what Harley has always been about: freedom, defiance, and the thrill of the unknown. Because this time, the Crossbones didn't just come back to ride. It came back to remind the world that legends never die. They just learn to roar louder,